All right. So thank you everyone who is here in person and for everyone who will be attending online as well. Thank you for attending. This is Whitney Owens Park, and we are here for another night with Social Economic Networkers. Tonight we actually have a special talk. We are actually going to have Lucia Jimenez-Barron teach us about transferceutical science and what this innovation has done for our health, what it can do for your health to gain control over your health in a way that other more conventional medications cannot. So before we do that, we want to think about what's going on for Lucia. Unfortunately, today in her hometown of El Paso, there was a very devastating attack, and people have lost their lives, and they're hurt. Families are hurting, and there are those who are also injured. So before we really get going tonight, we just want to take 1 minute of contemplation, a moment of silence. If you're a praying person, please take that time to meditate and to send love and hope for these people who have suffered so much today. All right. Thank you, everyone who took that time. And we just want to continue with an air of hope, though, because we do have something that can radically change people's lives. It can help us move into this next century and maybe change the culture that's around us. So with that, I'm going to hand the baton off to Lucia and let her start sharing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Whitney. I'm very thankful for you taking the time to do the moment of silence. Yes, it has been a difficult time for me and my colleagues and our friends and our families and those that we love and treasure, knowing that we're a very peaceful city. You know, having something like this happen is very devastating. And I'm even so blessed to take the opportunity to talk about, you know, what we're going to do today, so you understand why this is important to you, should be important to you and to your family. Thank you so much, Whitney. I'm going to talk a little bit about my life and where I came into this opportunity. I actually had the opportunity to be here with. I was working for a company for over 12 years. Before I started working for the company, they had a major layoff 10 years with me being in the industry. And when they had that layoff, unfortunately, they decided to let go a lot of my colleagues as well. So that was very sad, and it was very devastating to me. But before I go into my story, I just want you to know who I am. I'm a mother of two. I have not a 6. Oh yeah, I do have a 6-year-old, but my son's 8 and my daughter is 6. And this is why I'm doing this, and for the health of my husband and for my health as well. And so when I started learning about this type of business, I didn't know what it was. I knew it existed, but I didn't know what it was. Being that I had been in college for over for a long time, because I have my bachelor's in business marketing. I have my master's in business administration, and I have another master of science in psychology. So, you know, I've been around. When I did my clinicals in psychology, I saw a lot of, a lot of health restraints, right? Because, mental illness is really what it is. And I'm going to talk about that topic a little further in within the presentation, why it's important for you to keep yourself balanced, because that gives a balance not so much to you, which you should be priority, but to those around you. Okay? So without further ado, I can go ahead and start with the presentation. Ms. Whitney, if you want to just pull it up so I can go into it. So as you can see, oh, that's cute. I like that. Are those things that you want to do? Okay. So as you can see here, it's always crucial to, learn about your immune system, simply only because that's our mini doctor within our body, right? It's designed to help us. It's designed to do what it has to do. So it's our mini doctor, right? So further into that, what affects our immune system? Go ahead. What are the things that affect our immune system? Pretty much are the things that we can definitely avoid. Okay, we can definitely avoid these things from our immune system. I think you might be pressing the whole presentation, Ms. Whitney. I'm not sure if does your computer also have a mind of its own? Because mine does. My phone did today. It's like, what's going on?
Sorry for the
Okay, no,
difficulties.
it's okay. We're live and it's normal. Don't even worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually
Okay,
was
so
trying to get rid of this bar. Is this bar bothering you all?
not me. I'm okay.
All
I don't
right.
know about everybody else. Okay, so see how your immune system is affected by many ways, right? But the top five are always going to be stress. Stress is a number one, okay? And as you can see, stress here, when you're stressed, your body takes a toll. And then sometimes when you get stressed, you tend to have adrenaline, okay? So that affects your everyday living. For instance, if you're stressed, you're gonna lack sleep. If you're stressed, you're not gonna go exercise, for crying out loud. Maybe you will, but it's very percentages. The ratio is very small. And if you're stressed, you're not gonna eat well. You might even eat more when you're stressed. And then the fifth one, which I think is also really important, is contamination. Okay, contamination plays a really important role within your immune system, simply and only because it's affecting us on a daily basis. Okay, for instance, our water is not, it's contaminated. Our food is contaminated, and our air is contaminated. So what do you do when you have all of that? Well, I mean, there's preventative health, okay, which is what I'm going to talk about. Go ahead. So what we have here to offer you, and so you understand, are what you call the transfer factors. I don't know if you've ever heard of transfer factor. It's an actual molecule that gives intelligence to your immune system, okay? For instance, if your immune system's too high, transfer factor brings it down. And right now I'm going to go into what is transfer factor, okay? If your immune system's too low, it brings it up, okay? So you're supposed to be at, a balanced system is pretty much a healthy system, okay? So when you have elevated immune diseases, for instance, diabetes, that's like the next, it's a mega trend. A lot of people have diabetes, arthritis, lupus, fibromyalgia, psoriasis, allergies. Allergies are like so common in so many places and so many levels. And when you talk about immune system being low, well, then it's weak, right? So you have cancer. Cancer right now is everywhere. I mean, right now today we were having a conversation through our WhatsApp, and they were talking about the microwave. How in Japan they already eliminated the microwave, like it's non-existent there. Why? Because we know that a lot of the radiation that's caused with the microwaves are affecting our immune system, which is giving us cancer. What about AIDS? I mean, what have you heard about AIDS? So it weakens your immune system. We have a weak immune system, anemia, and so many others that these are usually your common ones. So transfer factor pretty much calms it or brings it, elevates it. Okay. All right, so what are your options? What can you do, right, to pretty much um, find, not necessarily cure, but find something that will help you or sustain your health, right? For instance, you have homeopathic. natural supplements that provide nutritional support. Bless you. Um, so you have, what do we know about that type of medicine? That it's very slow, but it works. But it's very, very prolonging, or you have to definitely wait for the processes to take over. But it's something that works, of course, and I'm totally for that completely. So, and what do we know about allopathic? Allopathic is prescribed medicine that we know that nowadays it's toxic. Any pill that you take that is medication related to where, it's prescribed medicine, it's going to have side effects, long-term side effects. People who take, medication for their thyroid, people who take medication for their for diabetes, for high blood pressure, those are the kind of medications that are prolonging and giving you, long-term side effects. You might not feel them at the moment, but you're going to feel them later. That's for sure. And then you have biotechnology. Okay, biotechnology is where for life comes into place, which is our transfer factors. Transfer factors is a molecule, like I was mentioning earlier, that gives intelligence to your immune system. Okay, transfer factors is made. Actually, For Life is a company that's been in the market for over 21 years now, and they repatent what you call the transfer factor. They repatented in 1998, made an investment of over $40 million so that this molecule can be given to us without a prescription. Okay, so For Life is founded by David and Bianca Lisenby, a very awesome, individuals, a beautiful couple that they've been, with this company, working really, really well. So, okay, go ahead. So, what is transfer factor? What do they do? Like, why is it such a mystery about this? Well, it shouldn't be a mystery. Let me tell you why. It's a messenger molecule, okay, that transfers immune information from one source to another, meaning from one human to another, one mammal to another. Anybody who has an immune system can take transfer factors. So I'm talking, from your pets to your children. Okay, your children are not pets, by the way, but but from your pets to your children and elderlies as well. So how, which activate the immune system? Okay, it activates it by recognizing, by responding, and remembering, okay, potential threats such as viral infections, bacterial, parasites, fungi, including, carosorent. I can never say that word, but I can say it in Spanish. So cancer cells, right, that are affected by our immune system. That, going back to the microwave, right? The microwave has all of that radiation that affects, when your food's being cooked, it's being cooked through radiation. You eat it, and that's one thing that it's affecting your
I don't understand. Is that for each person, for everything? What?
Okay. We're. I don't know if y'all can hear me there. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I muted the.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Okay, so go ahead and go to the next one. Okay. So what is transfer factor, and why does it make it so unique? And where does it come from? It's like, what is it? So it's made out of, colostrum, and it's made out of egg yolk. Okay, so colostrum, from the cow's milk, okay, they extract it in this fabulous way that trust me, I try to understand the dynamics of the actual process that is made. And I'm not a biology major. I would totally fail you with that, but I'll tell you this much. I know that it's worked wonders with my kids. My kids were considered asthmatic. My son at 5 months old, he was considered asthmatic because he got croup when he was a baby, and he wasn't supposed to be in sports. He wasn't supposed to be in baseball. He wasn't supposed to be in soccer, track, swimming, any of that. And the same thing went with my daughter, but she was diagnosed with RSV, which is an upper respiratory infection, within the 2 months that she was, she was a baby at 2 months. So I know that, with colostrum, as we know, is a baby's first milk. Knowing that the cows have their immune system up to par. I mean, cows are like amazing. These things, these animals are like a blessing in disguise, right? Because they give us absolutely everything. They give us milk. They give us meat. If you're a meat eater, if you're not, then, disregard that. Leather, everything, right? And the cow also, because they, when they eat grass, they don't eat grass with a fork, their immune system's really, really strong. So we get our colostrum from there. And then the egg yolk combination also has, has no cholesterol. The colostrum milk the colostrum doesn't have lactose. It doesn't have fat. So everything, bless you. That was my son. So, it's very, very dynamical, where you can see where, if you understand, and their immune system is supposed to be at 200%. Bless you again, my son's sneezing. So 437%, we're actually, our immune system's being taken care of at 437%, is that's what one of our products elevates your immune system to. Okay. So you have that, ability to do that. For instance, a chicken soup, for instance, elevates your immune system at 5%. Imagine how many chicken soups you have to eat so you can be up to par with, with the transfer factors that we're here to offer you. It's insane. You get tired of chicken soup, for crying out loud, right? So, so go ahead. All right. So what supports us? When I studied my marketing degree, I learned a lot about patents. And what says that this is good, aside from, hundreds and millions and zillions of testimonials, right? What says it's good? Well, legally, right, for life is patent. And you can look it up. You can Google it, for life patent. We have all types of certifications, patents online that you can see yourself. And they have over 44, 47, if I'm not mistaken, and it's growing. We have patents from fat burners to transfer factor to everything. So what does that say to you as a consumer or an entrepreneur? It tells you that you're completely protected, right? What I liked about this is that For Life is in the physician's desk reference guide. So what does that say to you? For Life, the physician's desk reference guide is a guide that many, many doctors use, and pharmacists have. For instance, Walmart, CVS, Walmart, Walgreens, so all of those pharmacies have this book, because in there it tells you how toxic is Tylenol or acetaminophen, right? Hopefully I said it right. What are the levels of toxicity, right? So us, being that we're a dietary supplement, we're in, the For Life physician says reference guide. Okay. To me, it said, oh my gosh, it indicates it has 0 levels of toxicity. Our jars with For Life, they don't have the safety seal when you close it. Same thing, only because it's non-toxic. Okay, so kids, if they were to drink it or eat it, nothing will happen to them. The only one that does have it is their sleep right, because of sleep medicine. Not sleep medicine, but sleep it's a product that helps you sleep, which I'm going to go into right now, but that's the only one that has it. So everything else is reach for kids, because guess what? We're non-toxic. Okay, so you can also look into the PDR.com and enter the letter 4 and then life. So you can look it up for your information. Okay, so health maintenance products for a better life. For instance, we have all kinds of products. When I used to work at the place that I was with before I got laid off, being that I've been doing, been with For Life for over 5 years, I used to be sarcastically, right? I would say something like, somebody would sneeze and I would be like, I have something for that, And they already knew because, I was a pill lady, which is okay. I don't care if I am or not, but, I know that I'm helping people. So, and there's for absolutely everything. We're talking from allergies to Zika, from AIDS to Zika, cancer to just so many things. And, here you see everything, the majority of the products that are in here are actually the ones that help you, that have transfer factor targeted. They're transfer factor targeted. For instance, the Belvi I'm gonna start from the left real quick. The Belvi is good for like your reproductive system for women. Excuse me. Glutamine Prime is to protect your stress cells, which is an awesome product. Glucoach is for diabetics. As you can tell, the name is Glue Coach, so it's a coach that helps your glucose, which I think it's nice. Recall, anything for your brain. I mean, recall is amazing to help you. You don't have to have dementia to take this. I mean, yes, of course, we recommend for dementia patients, but for you, for you to have, to reflect and to memorize things, and it's a really awesome product. Help you make wise decisions, things like that, or just simply, get your brain recharged, pretty much. Renuvo is also one of my favorites. It's pretty much it's such a beautiful product. The logo of the product for Renuvo is called Field 22. I have one of my reps because she says, "Oh my gosh, I have a new boyfriend," and I was like, "Oh, you do? Oh my gosh, that's awesome. His name's Renuvo." So I'm like, okay, I guess she's in love, but she's in love with Renuvo, right? Cardio for your heart, KBU, kidney, bladder, and urinary tract. KBU is awesome. I have a testimony on that, but it's just an awesome product as well for urinary tract infections, from babies, which is my testimonial. One of our niece's daughters had a UTI, and we gave her KBU based on what the doctor had recommended. The doctor that works with For Life, and she's good. Poor baby, she couldn't pee. It was the worst thing, pobrecita. So, Male Pro for the prostate, Vista for your eyes, and then you have Rio Vida. Rio Vida is good for, it's an antioxidant. It has enzymes, and then it has electrolytes. It has electrolytes, enzymes. I'm sorry, electrolytes. So it's also good for for a hangover. That could also help you with that. And it helps you. So we also have all kinds of other lines that can definitely help you make a decision on that. For instance, if you have right now, which I'm super excited about, we have Aqua. Aqua is a Korean, skincare that is going to be in the market pretty soon. Right now, they haven't put it. We used to have a different one, which is a Numi, but we're not going to have that one anymore. We don't have it anymore, actually. It's a Numi, and then we have Aqua is going to come into place, but it's not going to. You can pre-order if you're going to convention. We're going to convention in September, and you can do your purchases there. Where we have like powdered collagen. We also have our essential oils. Oh my gosh, we have everything. I tell you, we have everything. So the essential oils that we have are for allergies. People have allergies. Essential oils is pretty much the first medicine. Baby Jesus had medicine. He had essential oils. Frankincense, for instance, right? So we have for everything, I tell you. So go ahead, Ms. Whitney. I saw you were going to do it. So. Okay, so and then we also have for our digestive tract, we have for anything that has to do, like if you want to reset, a lot of times they say, your immune system is affected, with your gut, with your intestines. So you have to keep to do a detox, highly recommended for you to do a detox before you start taking the products. I'll be honest with you, I didn't do a detox before I started. I was very regular, but it's good to do it because that way you kind of just flush everything out and you don't have to wait for the effects to take over immediately. I still had immediate results, but I did the detox and I was like, whoa, amazing. Amazing. We also have the 30-day challenge, transform challenge. If you want to challenge yourself to a better lifestyle, definitely it's there too. We also have our weight management system, our orange line that you can definitely use. I mean, we have everything, guys. It's like, people say there's a lot of things, and it's like, yeah, well, you have a choice to pick whatever you want. And this is my favorite. Okay, so we have 4 animals. So we have any mammal can consume the products. Our dog, okay, our dogs are funny. We have 4 dogs. We have 3 healers and we have a Doberman. Okay, so we hadn't given the shots to the older dogs because they have their time frames, and for some reason or another, we gave it to the babies. The Doberman's he's big, but he's really gonna be 2. And then we had his name's Choco, and our other dog, which is her name's Sky, she had her shots too. So Violet, which is our oldest one, and then Canelo, which is our second oldest, they had a cough, right? So my husband's like, no, we took the oldest one to the vet. And of course the vet's gonna tell you, antibiotic and this and that, injections, da, 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 da. So we said, okay. So guess what we did with the other one? We gave him transfer factor. And his cough went away like that, and we gave him trifactor. It was like one of the ones that we give to my kids for allergies, right? We put it inside a weenie, cut it in half, put 2 in there, and then they ate the weenie. I mean, they were happy. And all of a sudden, it's like, my husband's like, oh my gosh, Canelo was, he cured faster than Violet, and she's taking all these antibiotics. And I said, well, it's transfer factor at its best, so it was awesome. It was awesome. So you can give it to that. I have another testimony too for chickens. My friend, here in El Paso, it's super duper hot. And it got so hot that her chicken, she has a chicken, what is it? I forget what chicken hen or whatever. Where 4 of her chickens, they lay eggs, right? 4 of her chickens are like really, they got sick. So she's the one that's in love with Renuvo, the one I was telling you earlier. Well, she's like, I got Renuvo. I shaked a little bit of Rio Vida, and I gave them injections, like little injections of, when you feed your kids some medicine. And she's like, and my chickens are back to normal. So I don't know, but, she gave them to her chickens, and she loves her chickens, and they have really good eggs. So there you go. Testimonies forever, right? For life. Okay, so the beauty about this company, right? Aside that it's a really solid company, it's a privately owned company. Has nothing to do with NASDAQ. It's not involved with any of that. Privately owned. You can also do your own business with the company. As you can see here, being that you're involved within the company says, I'm going to give you a bonus just for recommending the product. Okay, you're already taking it. You're consuming 100 points, which is equivalent to 2 to 3 products a month, just your consumption. And if you connect 3 people, okay, in the company, just 3, okay, in the company that are doing exactly the same thing you're doing. I'm not saying for you to go to the swap meet and, go buy yourself a little small locator or whatever at the mall and be like, I'm going to sell transfer factor to all the world. Yes, you can definitely do that too. But you don't have to make that investment. All you got to do is communicate with other people and tell them, hey, you know what? They're going to see that you're feeling good. If something's wrong with you before, they're going to see you now, and they're going to ask you, what are you doing? Lucia, what are you doing? Hey, I noticed that you don't get allergies anymore. What's going on? Well, guess what? I'm doing this. My cousins, my sisters, my friends, my people that I don't know. I tell them about this. So you tell them to do exactly the same thing. Consume 100 points. You consume 100 points. Your friend consumes 100 points, and your other friend consumes 100 points. On the first phase, the company is going to say, you know what, just for recommending us, and all together, 100 points is 400 points. Just so you recommend 2 other people. And those people consume another 100 points if they want. The company gives you $50 just for doing that. You're not doing anything extravagant. You're not doing anything out of your way. You're just connecting them to the company, okay? And those 3 people say, you know what? I want to do the same thing you're doing. I want my $50, you know? All right. So you see in phase 2, you know, he tells his friends to consume and do exactly the same thing you're doing. That's all you're doing. You don't even know those people in the second phase. And then she tells her friends to do the same thing, and she tells her friends to do the same thing. And guess what the company's going to do? They're going to give you a $200 bonus. $200 bonus, guys, makes a difference. If you're having problems paying your utility bills, for instance, you know, $200 is good. That pretty much covers some of the utility bills, you know. And let's just say, for all means, you know, they decide to do the same thing. Everybody's just wanting to get their $50, or they say, well, you know what, I want $200. So you help them gain that. And guess what they're going to give you? They're going to give you $800. So trust me, it has made a difference in me. I know it's going to make a difference in you, because I don't know, they say money doesn't buy happiness, but I'm very happy. Okay, go. Okay, go. Okay, so the company also pays you residual income aside from the fixed bonus that I talked to you about. So you have, you know, 6 people. This is another way to generate money too, but you're still getting the other bonus if you meet the requirements, right? So under level 1, you tell 6 people to do, let's say a family, right? 250 points. So your points is, you know, 1,500 points altogether. So the company says, you know what? I'm going to pay you 2% of whatever they purchase every month for the rest of your life. Okay. So the company gives you $30. It's not a lot, but you know what? It fills some of my tank, my gas tank. But I'm not going to stay quiet, and I'm going to encourage my people to say, hey, we'll recommend some people, and, you know, let's work together like that. So those 6 people tell other 6 people, right? Now the gain is different. Now we're talking about 25%. So it kind of pushes you. If you're not a team player, you become a team player quick, right? Because it helps you. It helps everybody. You know, sometimes I didn't know the dynamics of working with as a team. Where I came from in my, you know, my status or what have you, was always working by yourself. You know, your goal was to enroll students, help them do whatever they needed to do, and that's it, you know. And for me, it was like my evaluations were solo. It wasn't team related. I mean, like fully team related. This is like totally team. So guess what I did? You know, I wouldn't help anybody. Why would I help anybody? You just become selfish that way, because you want to do your own thing. You want to make sure that you're on top of everything. But it's such a cruel way to live, because there's a point where you get tired of that too. You get tired of that environment. You get tired of being too pushy. You get tired of being too bossy. You get tired of not working as a team, or thinking that you know it all, you know, things like that. That it's so sad, because that's really what the workforce really does to us. You know, push yourself to be better. You yourself, yes, I mean, self-development is delicious, right? It's great. But imagine if the ants work by themselves. Think about that. By themselves, solitos, nobody to tell them what to do. The ants probably wouldn't be as destructive as they are, you know? But put them together and see how they work. They're amazing together. They're buddies, you know? So just think about the ant philosophy, right? I mean, together is better, right? So there you go. Second level, third level. So you start increasing. Now these do like the 21,384 plus, they do add up. 4,968, 1,170 plus $30. So those $30 are like are your foundation of your building. Okay. What I loved about this, it's infinite. Infinite. Infinito. So the best. Oh, and one other thing before I forget, that also captivated my attention, you can give it to your kids. For instance, when I started doing this 5 years ago, Mercedes was a year, November, December, January, February, March, April, a year and 5 months. Okay. You know, she was a baby, total baby, right? And Mateo was 2.5, if anything. They were babies, you know. And so what I'm trying to say is that my kids can give it to their kids, and their kids can give it to their kids, and their kids can give it to their kids. So up to 3 generations, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay, maybe up to my grandkids, great grandkids. So what impacted me is that if Mateo says, you know what, I'm gonna live my mom's legacy, but I'm gonna do what my mom did, and for my kids' future, just like she did to me and Mercedes. So I'm gonna, try to do the same thing with my children, right? Or do the same thing with my children, my grandkids. And after Mateo, it's 3 generations after him. After his kids, it's 3 generations after that. After Mercedes, after his kids, it's 3 generations after that. That for me was like, this is never gonna end, which to me is exciting, because if I teach my kids accordingly, based on these experiences, like today that we experience such a devastating, tragedy within, here in El Paso, Texas, people are hungry for either attention, affection, love. I feel sorry for that individual, to a sense that I want to pray for him, and because I've come to a lot of self-development within myself, that I think that everybody's in need of that. And with this company, it has taught me to learn to work together as a team, to serve others that need to be served, and not trying to be a brown noser to someone that it doesn't even care of my family, period, because that's the way the system has made us to be. Who knows what situations he or she is going through, you know. But here we're family, like we're literally a family. We talk, we get together, and this is amazing. Those people become your family. How you generate income, so it's just amazing. It's something that's so beautiful. So what does the company say? Okay, Lucia, you want to be a consumer? You can be a consumer. Just taste the product. You're gonna like it. You're gonna love it. You're not gonna stop consuming it. Okay. Simply and only because, going back to slide number 1, there's contamination, there's stress, there's lack of sleep, there's lack of exercise, which actually some of them I don't have anymore, thank God. And then there's the eating habits. So yeah, I'm gonna consume. I don't want to have cancer. I don't want to be diabetic. I don't want to be sick. Me personally, no. I don't want my children to be sick, because, a lot of the times I used to always think like, why is she such a bad mood? Like your ex-boss or the ex-director or what have you, why is she so mad? But I would always think like, maybe because she doesn't feel good. I never thought about that until I started doing this. Maybe because a lot of people, the reason why they're mad, for whatever reason, is because they don't feel good. So yes, I want to be a consumer. So you can be a consumer too. A distributor, you can definitely sell the 4Life products and just dedicate yourself to that. And you don't have to have, tell anybody to join your team on Facebook and this and that. No, you could just sell it. It's fine. You can do that too. And then you can also be an entrepreneur. You can be a network marketing entrepreneur and be like, you know what? I want to promote the products to people that need it. I want to consume the product for me, my family, my pets, any mammal that's in your household, even birds. And you have a choice to start your own franchise. You have a choice to do whatever you want. The company has amazing compensation plan that even benefits the consumer. Okay, so get with the person who invited you here. She will tell you more specifics on how to do that. And then, so this is the question of the year. So what price do you put? What's the price you would pay for your house? What's the price? A lot of people don't think about that. There's no price. Back way when, I think it was in 2016, if I'm not mistaken, Perotti came for life, here to visit us here in El Paso and Ciudad Juarez. And he there was like maybe 300 people in the whole audience, right? So he says, okay, everybody here who's taking the product, stand up. So, pues, everybody stands up. Everybody's like, oh, pues me, I'm so proud of taking the product, right? So you had some of the invites, of course, they didn't know about the product or what have you. So he says, all right, so, okay, go ahead and sit. The people who have never taken, that took for life or the product for health purposes, but not just like, he says critical health purposes. Like I'm talking about lupus, I'm talking about cancer, I'm talking about AIDS, I'm talking about, really, really strong diseases. So the majority of people sit down. So he says, here, he's an economist, right? So he says, here's just a sole example of why it's important for us to prevent, any kind of disease. He says, so with the percentage of the people and the ratio, it's more expensive for you to, not cure, but to protect your health when you have a major illness than to prevent it. It's less expensive. So when he said that and we saw it, it's like, oh my gosh, this makes sense. Why am I going to not stop doing this? Why not? Right? I mean, of course, everything's contaminated. It's still going to happen anyway, whether you're there or not. So you think about that. You think about what price would you pay to keep your health? If you still have it, of course, right? And that's it. So, Ms. Whitney, you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much. It was very impactful, and I learned a lot. So I hope everybody else who participated also got some new neural pathways going and expanded your what is that word, consciousness, by learning about transfer factor today and how powerful it is. So thank you for bringing your wisdom and your expertise to our group today, and thank you for everybody who's attending. If it's okay with you, I'm going to open up the floor so that anybody who wants to can ask a question at this time. Most of you are muted, so just unmute yourself if you want to ask a question.
Lucia, I want to thank you for such a beautiful presentation. When I love collaborating with your team, with El Paso, Texas team is beautiful. We are a family, like you said, and I really appreciate it. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your wisdom. I felt it deep in my heart. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me, as always. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And I have a question for you.
Sure.
This morning, I attended Edison Echeverry's presentation. Hector Hernandez was the speaker, and he mentioned that most people who join for life do it as a consumer first. And I'm curious to hear from your experience. Do people, from what you see from your business, do most people join starting with the product, interested in the product, or as a business option?
I think in most cases, it pretty much depends. I wouldn't be able to tell you like what percentage was interested in the product or who was interested in the business. To be honest with you, I did see the product being beneficial because it's in the PDR and you look at that and you're like, oh my gosh, well, that's already a plus. But I saw it more as a business opportunity because I'm a business major. So I saw with another perspective, and he said, you got to learn what this is because I didn't know anything about network marketing. But yes, a lot of people do tell you, you know what, it's so funny because they say, I just want to consume the product. And you're like, oh, you're in, baby, but you don't even know. No, just kidding. But but it's true because the product is amazing. But yes, some people do start as a consumer, and it's perfect. It's perfect. It's what they want to do. What they want to do, and it's totally up to the person. I leave it open. If people want to be consumers, and then that's okay. I have a lot of consumers actually. 80% of my people are consumers, and 20% are my leaders. So, but it's good. It's amazing. Yes.
Thank you. I started as a consumer for 8 years. In my family, I suffered from allergies and asthma. When I was 18, we were trying to find a natural alternative because I had to take the strongest drug for allergies and also the most expensive one in Bolivia. When we learned about transfer, my life changed. We didn't know there was a business. So we learned about that only 3 years ago. So
Wow.
I think that's why it's so important, because you need to tell people that there's options, that they don't have to just consume. They can actually earn money and have that liberation to their finances, as well as that control over their health, to be able to enjoy their life, to have more time. And so if you only tell people about the product, then you're keeping a secret that you shouldn't be keeping.
True. Very true.
It's like they say in the gospel, share the good news and give people an option that's not conventional. So I got really excited about this opportunity, and it has dramatically affected my health as well. After starting it, I basically went for 7 months without any migraines, and recently I didn't have my order come in on time, and so I ran out and I had a migraine. And it's like, I know that my immune system is still learning how to defend against the effects of whatever happens in my brain, which they don't have any specific reason why migraines occur. So whatever it was that the transfer factor was working on, it lessened out of my system, and I'm so happy that I do have transfer factor in my life, because having to have one after 7 months of no migraines, it was so much more painful than I had recalled it, because I had migraines like 4 times a month for years. And so that was what my life was like. And so then it was a good reminder of how powerful and effective the transfer factor is.
Yes, very much. Very, very much.
So we are getting close to the end of our hour. So if there's nobody else who's wanting to raise their hand, I'm going to go ahead and say once again, thank you so much, Lucia. It's always a pleasure to have you with us. And
thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah. And if you have, if you're attending tonight, or if you're viewing this online, reach out to the person who shared this video with you. We have so much more information to give you. And again, an opportunity to transform your health and your life. Have a peaceful night, and we'll see y'all soon.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.